right, so we're doing number 12 on practice B. This is solving quadratics by completing the square. Remember, guys, this is your fourth strategy for solving quadratics that you've learned. You started out with graphing, finding where the parabola crosses the x-axis. Then you did solutions by factoring. Then we did solutions by square rooting. And now we're doing completing by solving quadratics by completing the square. Eventually you're going to start using the quadratic formula. That'll be your fifth strategy. Okay? So in completing the square, you have the first step, and I've laid this out in 6 steps. This blank page will be on my website if you want to print it out, and so you can work these problems out separately, like break it apart into these steps. Maybe a little bit easier if you're struggling with it. Okay, so the first step says I need to put this into x squared plus bx equals c. What do I need to move first in this problem? What's going to need to be moved, William?
4.
Okay, by doing what to it?
Subtracting it.
Okay, so I'm going to make minus 4 minus 4. That gives me 2x squared plus 9x equals negative 4. I'm not ready for step 2 yet because I see that I have a number in position for A. What do I need to do with that number? I need to take care of this now. Say it.
Like take it out.
Take it out by doing what?
By
dividing by 2. Now, what am I dividing by 2?
Everything.
Everything is divided by 2. So make sure that you do that. Everything is divided by 2. Everything. And that negative 4 over 2 becomes negative 2. Okay? So I just simplified that. So now I need to, and I'm going to rewrite my equation, x squared plus 9 over 2x equals negative 2. Okay, now I need to find my new c, and this is going to help me create that perfect square trinomial. In order to find that new c, I need to take my b, divide it by 2, and square it. Now, something I need for you guys to remember. If I'm dividing something by 2, that's the same as multiplying by 1/2. So if my b over here is a fraction, just take it and multiply it by 1/2 and square it. And you can technically put that in your calculator as is. So here I have 9 over 2. In parentheses, I'm going to multiply it by 1/2 since it's a fraction. And then squaring it. If I don't feel safe with it, I'm going to check it over here. In parentheses, open up as a fraction, 9 over 2, multiplied by another fraction of 1/2. And I know that we can probably do this in our head, but I'm just kind of reviewing over the calculator skills. Close the parentheses and then create a square. Press enter and I get 81 over 16. That number is now going to be my new c. But if I bring it into the left side of the equation, I also need to bring it into the right side of the equation. Okay, so let me bring that 81 over 16, write it down. Someone asked me if I need to simplify this. You shouldn't be able to simplify these at this point unless you get a whole number, but leave it as is. It's okay to leave it as an improper fraction. I don't want to see any mixed numbers. I don't want to see any decimals. Okay, so now let me rewrite my equation. I have x squared. My bx is 9 over 2x plus 81 over 16 equals, I have negative 2 plus 81 over 16. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to take that 81 over 16 and add it with negative 2. And I get 49 over 16. Okay? So here I have 49 over 16. Let me just rewrite everything. Okay? Any questions at this point? All right, let me, the next step says to factor the perfect square trinomial. All I'm doing is looking at my two ends. This first one, x times x. So that's part of my factoring, x. I see I have addition here, so I'm going to make an addition. If I square root 81, what do I get? 9. Square root 16 you get? So the second half of the binomial is 9 over 4. And I'm squaring it, equals, and I'm going to keep that 49 over 16. I factored it. Okay? If I take it, break it apart, FOIL it again, I will end up with this. Okay? A lot of people are confused about what do you do with this. Well, once you factor this, it kind of disappears for a little while. Okay? Well, it disappears. You've used it in the factoring. Okay, so now I need to, step 5, take the square root of both sides. Well, if I have x plus 9 over 4 squared, if I square root it, what do I get? Oh, no, say it. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, hang on. I'm square rooting this. So let me think. If I have x squared, what is it if I square root it? I have x. So if I square root that, I end up with just x. So if I have this x plus 9 over 4 squared, if I square root it, what are you left with? Just x plus 9 over 4. Okay? Equals, I still have that 49 over 16. Whoops, sorry. We're square rooting that. Let me back that up. I have plus minus, because now we're doing the square root. This is the plus minus. What's the square root of 49?
7.
And the square root of 16?
4.
Now I have 7 over 4. Okay? This is where you're going to get that parabola. You're going to have it cross two spots on the x-axis using your plus minus. So now I need to create two equations and solve for x. My two equations comes from this plus minus situation. So I have x plus 9 over 4 equals the positive form, 7 over 4, and x plus, I'm going to keep that addition still, I'm not changing that, 9 over 4 equals the negative form, negative 7 over 4. This is only, at this point, this is only a one-step equation. You're going to subtract 9 over 4 from both sides. This works out to where you have the same denominator. I have a negative 9 and a positive 7. That leaves me with negative 2 over 4, which simplifies to negative 1/2. And if I subtract 9 over 4, minus 9 over 4, that gives me negative 16 over 4, but what does that simplify to?